Hello and welcome to this Harvest Plus video tutorial on how to prepare, save, and transmit your active company file in QuickBooks to SharePoint. But before we begin, let's review the different file types that QuickBooks uses to manage your data. The QBW, or QuickBooks for Windows Company file, is the one you work in every day. It's the primary working file that all transactions are entered in and exists only for local use. It cannot practically be shared with the central office. The QBB, or QuickBooks Backup file, is the standard file that should be created daily as a means of restoring the working file should that become corrupted. While it is only 20% of the size of a .qbw file, it is still too large to transmit via the internet. The .qbm is the QuickBooks Portable Company file. You've worked with that in the past. This file format creates a greatly condensed backup of the working company file, the QBW, making it ideal for emailing to others that need to view or work on your file. The downside is that changes made using this method cannot be integrated back into the original .qbw working file. Next we have the .qba, or QuickBook Accountant's Copy working file. This file format is the subject of this video tutorial. The primary benefit of this format is that changes made in the .qba file are easily imported and integrated into the primary working company file, your .qbw. When you export your QuickBooks data using this file structure, QuickBooks creates an accountant's copy with a .qbx extension that can be used by Harvest Plus Central Finance to generate the .qba file. When Cali or D.C is finished making changes in the accountant's copy file, they will save that file as a .qby file, which can then be imported into your company file. Using this format, adjustments made by Cali or D.C need not be re-entered in your working file. All changes will be automatically integrated into your .qbw working file, and all data entry restrictions will be removed once you import the .qby file. Okay, now that we've reviewed the file types that you should be familiar with, let's proceed with the process of creating, saving, and transmitting the accountant's copy to SharePoint for review and edit by Harvest Plus Finance in Cali, Columbia, and Washington, D.C. We will review the import of their reviewed and edited file in the next video tutorial. There are two ways to create the .qbx file that you will transmit. The first is to simply left-click on the File command on the menu bar, slide your cursor to the Accountant's Copy menu selection. That will open the selection options for either Save File or Send to Accountant. Left-click on Save File. You will now see a selection box with the radio button for Accountant's Copy pre-selected. Left-click on the Next action box at the bottom, which will bring up a new selection box titled Set the Dividing Date. The second method also begins with a left click on the File command on the menu bar. But this time select Create Copy. Choose the Accountant's Copy radio button, click Next, and confirm your choice by again clicking Next. This method too will bring you to the same selection box titled Set the Dividing Date. This is an important selection for you to make as it determines the activities that both you and Harvest Plus Central Finance are permitted and restricted from entering. Let's use an example. If you are creating an accountant's copy file for the 1 month ended January 31, 2015, you would select that date as the dividing date. Until you reintegrate the .qby file you received back from Harvest Plus Central Finance, you will no longer be able to make any entries in QuickBooks dated on or before January 31st, 2015. You will continue to be able to make all entries in QuickBooks that are dated after January 31st, and you will be able to view and generate reports for any period in which there is data in the system, either before or after the dividing date. On the other hand, Harvest Plus Central Finance will only be able to enter or edit data that is dated on or before the dividing date. In this example, January 31st. So let's enter a dividing date in this tutorial example. For this example, I will enter January 31st, 2015. I can either select one of the available options or select Custom and type a date in. Here I can either type a custom date or I can use the calendar option by left-clicking on it and selecting a dividing date. Here I have selected January 31st, 2015. Click Next and you see that QuickBooks must close all windows to create an accountant's copy. Left-click OK. You will then be asked to select both a name to give the accountant's copy and the location where you want to save the file. I'm going to save the file to my desktop, but you may choose to save it in a special folder you established for that purpose. For ease of identifying, selecting, and working with the accountant's copy file from the many locations that will be sending them in, please use the following file naming convention. Country name, followed by the crop name, followed by the year, followed by the month number. For example, DRC Cassava would name the file DRC Cassava 2015 1. The 1 stands for January, 2 would be February, 3 for March, etc. The file type is pre-selected and may not be changed. Left-click Save and allow the process to complete. When completed, you should see the message, "You have successfully created an accountant's copy file." It is now ready to upload to SharePoint. You should also notice that the name of your working file has been modified with the addition of the words in parentheses, "Accountants Changes Pending." You will no longer be able to enter or change any data in QuickBooks with dates on or before January 31st until you import the .qby file you will receive back from Harvest Plus Central Finance, either Cali or D.C. The next step is to upload the file you have created to SharePoint as you have been doing in the past. After you complete the upload, please send an email to both Olin and Juliana letting them know that you have completed the upload so that they may proceed with the review and edit process. You will be notified when the QBY file is ready for you to import the file into your working company file. So that's it for this tutorial. Until next time, bye-bye for now.